This single painting sold for $180 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's what happened with Pablo Picasso's Les Femmes d'Alger in 2015, which literally broke all records. But why someone spend millions and millions of dollars to purchase just a piece of Picasso's painting? Even though he died in the year 1973, then after decades after his death, who is selling these? Well, be with me, guys, because this video will reveal every secret of Picasso, how he became one of the greatest artists of the century, and even how we can also apply his secrets and become great. The story begins in the year 1881 when Pablo Picasso was born in a middle-class family in Malaga, Spain. And in his initial days, he taught drawing at the Malaga School of Fine Arts and was curator of the city's municipal museum. But this story took a very drastic change when in the year 1907, he shocked the world with the painting of Les Demoiselles d'Avignon. Well, this is not any other ordinary painting, but was something that very few people had seen in their lives. Additionally, along with Georges Braque, Picasso also introduced Cubism to the world, and the USP of this painting is that instead of showing just one view of an object, Cubism presented multiple angles at the same time by using bold geometric shapes. And even many people didn't understand what is it at first, and some even started to hate it in the beginning, but still Picasso challenged everyone to see the world from a different perspective and from a different angle. And he is not just only limited to these paintings, but created more than 20,000 artworks over his lifetime. And the best part is that he didn't stick with only one style or movement as many would do, but instead he mastered and transformed every type of artwork in his journey. That includes the emotional depths of his blue period, to the playful charm of the rose period, and the pioneering Cubism, to embracing the surrealism and neoclassicism. But how a man will master everything and cover every aspect of painting means how he gets the idea to do something incredible and something different every time in his life journey. Well, Pablo Picasso drew inspiration from many sources, including real-life incidents, animals, African art, and the work of other artists. For example, in the year of 1937, something wrong happened. A small town in Spain called Guernica was bombed by Nazi forces during the Spanish Civil War. The attack was horrifying and destroyed the town and killed hundreds of innocent people, and the tragedy literally shocked the world. The Pablo Picasso was also got hurt after this attack because he was also from Spain. He wanted to share the story of this horrifying incident with the world. But instead of writing, he picked his artwork brush and created the painting of Guernica, which is one of the most powerful and emotional artworks ever created. It includes a massive black and white painting that shows the chaos, pain, and destruction of war, where a screaming mother holding her dead child, an injured horse, and shivering figures tell the story of suffering in a way that words never could. Well, the most extraordinary thing about the Guernica is how it speaks to people even across generations, and portrays the universal cry against the devastation of war visually. The historical events in his art are a big reason why his works remain so powerful and valuable today without feeling old. Les Femmes d'Alger version O sold for $179.4 million recently in a 2015 auction, which proved how much his work is still admired after several decades and keeps his legacy alive for generations to come. And one more reason is the scarcity and rarity, as there will never be more Picassos, and that scarcity will make his paintings more valuable and expensive in the world. In 2023, his 1932 painting Femme à la Montre sold for an incredible 130 million euros, which makes it the second most expensive Picasso painting ever sold. I know it's highly valuable and one of the most expensive paintings, but again, it's still a painting, right? And there are numerous painters around the world, so they didn't recreate and sell Picasso paintings? Well, it's literally happening, and even in 2024, authorities in Italy found a massive forgery operation that had created over 2,100 fake artworks, including the pieces falsely attributed to Picasso. And this was not just a $1 or $2 million scam, but it caused economic damage worth over 200 million euros. So how does a buyer understand whether Picasso's painting is real or fake? Well, when it comes to Picasso's paintings, the process of proving authenticity is incredibly strict. The Picasso administration, managed by his successor, was the main authority who was responsible for verifying his works. They did literally everything, like the detailed analysis and verification, and ensured that every piece that they certify is genuinely part of Picasso's legacy. Without this level of analysis, the market would be flooded with fake paintings, and the trust that makes Picasso's art so valuable would break. Meanwhile, they decide the cost or value of the Picasso painting according to the source, which is the documented history of who owned the painting. For example, if a piece has been in the hands of famous collectors or displayed in major museums, then its value skyrockets, because it shows the clear and trustworthy ownership history that not only proves authenticity, but also adds prestige to the artwork. These safeguards, the rigorous authentication process, and the importance of origin are the pillars that protect Picasso's legacy and ensure that his paintings remain some of the most valuable pieces in the world. However, painting is a different thing, and the knowledge of pricing, self-promotion, and marketing of a painting is a different thing, right? Most painters really create outstanding paintings, but they don't have the knowledge of how to market them. Meanwhile, Pablo Picasso was not like that. Definitely he was a great artist, but he also mastered the art of self-promotion. For example, there's a very famous story that evolved around him and captured his personality perfectly. One day, a woman asked Picasso to sketch something for her on a napkin. He quickly drew a simple but extraordinary sketch and handed it to her, saying, "That will be $10,000. The woman was shocked and said, "But it only took you 30 seconds. Well, Picasso smiled and replied, "No, it took me 40 years. Now, whether this is entirely true or not, it still shows how Picasso understood the value of his work properly, and he knew that the price of his art was about the decades of experience, creativity, and innovation behind every piece. And by sharing such stories, Picasso built a sense of charisma around himself and his art, which made his name and his works even more desirable. He also worked closely with influential art dealers and made sure his paintings were showcased in some of the most prestigious galleries. And this exposure also helped him to build his reputation and ensured his art reached the right audience. However, still, the paintings of Picasso are very expensive. So who purchased such a highly expensive painting and why? Well, Picasso's paintings are expensive because of their rarity, as these paintings are a very limited number of his works are available. So this scarcity creates the demand for his painting. Because owning the art of Picasso puts you in an exclusive group of collectors that shows the distinction, cultural sophistication, and an appreciation for the creativity that changed the world. His paintings resonate and reflect universal human experiences like love, loss, war, and triumph. And this excites wealthy buyers to purchase one because they didn't see it just from the angle of prestige or investment, but after purchasing they feel a part of his legacy, like having something that speaks to the soul and stands the test of time. However, his art not only excites wealthy buyers, but many modern artists also take inspiration from his paintings like Cubism, which still inspires modern artists to think outside of the boundaries. Museums around the world also still celebrate his work, like the British Museum's upcoming exhibition, Picasso Printmaker, still showcases his genius art nearly 50 years after his death. His bold ideas have inspired not only artists but also designers, architects, and even writers. His life and work have been featured in films, books, and exhibitions, which prove to be a part of today's culture. Pablo Picasso changed the way the world sees art. Before him, paintings were all about realistic depictions, but Picasso shattered that idea and explored surrealism, neoclassicism, and so many other styles that constantly pushed the boundaries of what art could be. His ability to innovate inspired generations of artists, and his influence spread beyond paintings. Designers, architects, and even fashion creators have drawn inspiration from his bold use of shapes and colors. His life and work have also been featured in countless books, films, and exhibitions, which makes his name a permanent part of our cultural conversation. What do you think makes Picasso's art so iconic? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more historic documentaries. Now, before you leave, check the left video to explore more.